he's doing great. Okay, let's lower this music. Hi, good evening everyone. I'm here. You can see me now, hey. Is everyone alright? I'm actually a little bit tired, but that's only natural because I have just finished recording 2 episodes, one of Ruby and one of My Pony. And we have 3 chapters of Fluttershy's by Hare, the last 3 chapters to finish today. And after that I'm gonna probably just sleep. Which episode? It was episode 12. It was marks for care or whatever, marks for trying. I'm not sure about the title. I didn't edit yet. I didn't do anything with it yet. I just have the recording done. So, let's see. Max for effort. That's it. That's it. To the final episode, but I'm not gonna talk about the episode itself for now. Let me see this one. Yep, this is the scene that we are going for. The episode that introduces a new character, right? Yes. Yes, that episode that introduces a good new character. Ufu. Yes. And yes, before I'm starting, I'm gonna prepare some drink because it's gonna be a long reading session. And I hope my voice is not gonna go away. Now you know which one I'm talking about. Oh no! Wooing! It's my door. You could hear that. I really need to oil it. But hey, I don't really go out and in that much all the time. So, are we ready to meet Tank the President? At least we hope that it's Tank the President. Let's see if I remember. We are at Haven, right? I think it was called Haven, the safe haven. And Fluttershy is gonna meet the president, who actually might understand that she is Fluttershy. Because we don't actually knew it, obviously, because she can smell. So, let's see. Are we ready to start this? I am. Probably over to meet Tank. We already got the DPS and the healer. Good luck finding a good tank. Okay, let's stop this music and let's start reading. I have no idea about this. I just opened a new folder. Maybe this one, sure. That works. Chapter 7 of Fluttershy's Bad Hair Day. The sound of the main chamber of Haven faded as Fluttershy cautiously made her way up the long, narrow tunnel. The wood around her had been painstakingly smoothed, creating a doomed effect within the passageway. There was very little light, but after spending time in the Rabbit City, Fluttershy had become quite accustomed to that. Also, let me see the chat as well. Finally, she reached the end of the tunnel, where to her surprise, a door had been installed. It looked fairly professional too. It was obviously crafted with greater care than the crude furniture adorning the chambers in the underground city. Fluttershy lightly pushed on the door, and was shocked when the tunnel was flooded with its light. Beyond the door was an outdoor area. It appeared to be a sort of ball-like depression at the very top of the tree, but it was surrounded by a thick, intricate mesh of small branches, making the space impossible to access from the outside, unless you could fly. Yeah, everything points towards Tank. Fluttershy peered through the natural netting around the area, and was able to see the major branches of the tree radiating out from below her, and on them, animals going about on their business. This room at the top, however, seemed deserted. Perhaps the director was out? Discovered a new trick that might help you guys out. If you have paused this video to go to the bathroom or something, then go to the options in this video and increase the speed to catch up. Because I'm talking slowly. I guess we are going it like that Tank is gonna be the director, huh? Yeah? So...
Hey, you. What are you doing here?
Fluttershy looked up and nearly jumped back in shock as a small, brightly colored shape dive-bombed toward her. At the very last second, it stopped, beating its... Oh, it's not the director, it's not Tank. Beating its wings at incredible speed, and it hovered just toward her head. Well, it's exactly the opposite of slow. I'm sorry. Once the newcomer's erratic movements stopped, Fluttershy was able to see that he was a hummingbird. Are you the director? She asked timidly. Who wants to know? The hummingbird snapped. I asked you a question. Who are you? The hummingbird stopped talking suddenly and flitted back and forth around Fluttershy. Wait, you are a rabbit? You are a rabbit! There is a rabbit here! There is a rabbit in the hill! And this is an emergency! Now, it's Mura, the ancient one. Yeah, that was I was going for with Tank, actually. But it was not Tank! They tricked me! It's a hummingbird. The hummingbird flew right in front of Fluttershy's face again. Talk! You little thief! Are you a spy? Are you some kind of assassin? So many possibilities. Well, you aren't leaving this place. We are gonna interrogate you. Gonna bring out the best methods of making you talk. Oh, you are gonna be sorry you ever. Excuse me, Zipper. Maybe this one is Tank? Got a much quieter, calmer voice. As usual, you are jumping to conclusions. Please, allow me to handle this. The hummingbird, who was apparently named Zipper, obviously good name, turned around. But Mr. Director, he argued, she's a rabbit. Does he know what does that mean? Oh, what that means? No, I do not. Replied the voice. Because I do not jump to conclusions like you do, Zipper. I can't even jump, if I remember correctly. Now, please, back down from our guess. Maybe bananas? Maybe. Reluctantly, Zipper retreated. Fluttershy still couldn't see the source of the other voice that had spoken. After several seconds, a thick pair of foliage finally moved, and very, very slowly, a familiar animal began to emerge from the leaves. Fluttershy recognized the creature at once. The familiar, large, domed shell, stubby green legs, and calmly smiling face belonged to the tortoise that had lived under Fluttershy's care for some time before eventually becoming Rainbow Dash's pet. Thank, Fluttershy said, pleasantly surprised. I hadn't expected to see you here. Oh my. This time might be quite different if Dash chose another pet. Yep. Tank chuckled. It's been a while, hasn't it, Fluttershy? I've hardly seen you at all since Miss Dash took me in. Tank is calling Rainbow Dash Miss Dash. Wait! Zipper chirped. You two already know each other? Mr. Director, what are you doing associating with the rabbits? Tank shook his head slowly. Zipper, zipper, zipper. I hope you would zip your zipper. You're so naive, as always. Tank closed his eyes for a few moments and stood still. Fluttershy and Zipper waited, and after a moment, he opened them again. Perhaps it would be best if you left the two of us alone, Tank said. Fluttershy and I would like to have a conversation that doesn't involve your accusations. You know, there is an actual product they called Miss Dash. I got some right now. It's a good combination spice thing. Oh, just a dash of spice. But Mr. Director, I'm head of security. You need me to... That is an order, Zipper. Zipper sighed. Hey, yes, Mr. Director, he said gloomily. He darted away into the sky, but not without throwing a final glare at Fluttershy.
I apologize for Zipper's behavior.
Tank said.
Keeping the heavens safe from those who wish to disrupt its peace is a big responsibility. He is a bit high-strung.
Luckily, Tank is a tortoise, not an ant, because he could have been talked much slower. And we would be here forever. Fluttershy managed to smile. Yes, I can see that. Tank smiled, staring at the sky into which Zipper had disappeared. Fluttershy waited for him to say more. And she waited. And waited. Tank glanced calmly around the light basin. It seemed almost as if he had forgotten Fluttershy was there. After a minute or two, Fluttershy had finally spoke again. So, I kind of figured you would have some questions or something, she said timidly.
Tank asked. Oh, no, not really. After all, you are the one who came to me. If there's anything to be said, I figured you would be the one to say it.
Fluttershy was slightly taken aback. You mean, you're not even going to ask me how I turned into a rabbit? Pretty much everybody has asked me that so far. I would like to say that the hummingbird is adopted by Zipperville, but she adopted a dog, Ripley. Wait, Zipperville? I have no idea what Zipperville is. One of the characters, I guess. Nothing is showing up either. She is the little Pegasus with the glasses and accent. Well, there are lots of them. Is she the one who was wearing a tiara as well? If she is, then I know who you are talking about. And yes, she had a dog. Now I remember. If you say she adopted a dog. Now I remember. Okay, I was just checking. Some of the sounds in this music actually has the same sound that my microwave does when I forgot to take something out. Tank shook his head.
That's none of my business,
he said simply.
If you'd like to share, I would, as always, be happy to listen. If not, that's fine. Like I said, you are the one with the questions.
Yeah, probably that's why it was not showing up, but I already know thanks to the description who she is. Fluttershy had never met a creature, pony, otherwise, who had taken such a position on conversation before. Tank was not nosy or intrusive in any way, he was completely patient and at ease. Well then, she said carefully. Maybe you could tell me more about the Haven and how you became its director?
Ah, now we are getting somewhere,
said Tank with a calm smile.
The haven was established just a few years ago as a means of escape for creatures who are unable to tolerate the conditions set for them in nearby Ponyville by the Rabbit Mafia.
I'm kinda trying to make it a little bit faster, but
I'm a turtle, so I can speak fast. It's a community in which every individual works for the benefit of all. We all collect food from the surrounding forest, and we all live content lives here with plentiful resources as a result. The downside is that, in order to escape the corruption brought by the rabbit schemes, 2 regulations had to be in place. The haven had to be built far enough away from Ponyville that the rabbits would not consider it a worthy objective to search for us regularly, and it is also had to be carefully secret. If its location ever falls into the hands of the Rabbit Mafia, our peaceful way of life would be jeopardized.
Fluttershy nodded. It's basically everything I wish the animal community around Ponyville was, she admitted, and that's why she made the safe haven later a little bit closer to Ponyville. Safe from the rabbits. It is sad that in the Everfree Forest animals care for themselves. Dun dun dun. How good that thing? Yup.
Well, yes. Don't we all?
Said Tongue.
Anywho, up until a year or so ago, the haven operated without a leader, and disputes were beginning to break out. Many feared that arguments would lead to corruption, which in turn would lead to the generation of the haven into something no better than the miserable community the rabbits control. It was decided that an animal could make decisions slowly and fairly was needed, and suddenly I found myself in this position. It was quite a shock, really.
But you can't be here all the time, Fluttershy pointed out. Aren't you still Rainbow Dash's pet, and aren't you sleeping at winter?
Of course,
Tank said.
And Miss Dash is a wonderful owner, but she leads an active life. She isn't home much during the day, and since her friends have granted me a convenient helicopter device for my personal use, it's quite easy for me to travel from here to Ponyville and back again each day.
Also, Rainbow Dash is a Wonderbot at this point already, right? Or maybe not yet, but she is learning to be, so it still takes up a lot of time. Tank blinked slowly and took a deep breath before continuing.
And so, the haven continues to thrive in this scheduled growth.
Oh, sorry, it's secluded. Not doing anything too. Yeah, you're right.
Not in this secluded grove beyond the reach of the rabbit's unwholesome mob. New animals join us every so often, and between the Hummingbird Security Squad, handling external defense measures, and my guidance up here, keeping the internal community intact, we had no problems for quite some time. You are the first one.
Takeshy comes both. Yeah, it was a little bit late, but she was a reserve for quite some time. Wow! Fluttershy breathed. It is a really impressive place.
Yes,
Said Tank.
I suppose it is.
No, it really is in the sound. It's really annoying that there are some random noises in the. You probably don't hear it, but for me it's loud. So I'm gonna swap this. Another long silence followed, which Fluttershy took as an indication that Tank was done speaking, unless she decided to ask another question. So, she continued, I did have a reason for coming here. I would like to tell you about it, but it's a really long story. Do you have time? All I have is time, right? Tank, let out the truth is shorter.
My dear, I have all the time in the world. Go ahead.
This music kinda reminds me of Never-Ending Story in the making. Over the next few hours, Fluttershy explained in great detail everything that had happened to her since the evening she had spent with Rainbow Dash, almost a week before. Tank listened intently to the tale of her strange transformation, her first meeting with the deceptive rabbits, and Owlish's efforts to find a cure, nodding occasionally and asking only simple questions for clarification. The sun was on its way down by the time Fluttershy finished describing her quest for the crisis ingredients, and Tank seemed no less interested than the moment she had started. So, then we had the sapphire and the pink lily, Fluttershy continued, and last night we went to visit Owlish's to find out if he had discovered the location of the final component of the cure, and that's when we discovered that the mushroom we need is only found in the Everfree Forest.
No, that's not true. We have that mushroom here.
I don't think that's gonna be a solution, but Tank nodded solemnly.
I see,
He said.
Level 3 is a hostile place. Do you intend to search for the mushroom there?
I don't think I can, Fluttershy admitted. I would be scared if I tried to find it. I don't know any other animal brave enough to try either.
I suppose that is true.
Tank agreed.
With luck, your old friend will find another location for the mushroom, although he appears to be running out of time to do so.
Tank.
Yes, the mushroom is here, but it is guarded by the Smurfs. They are living inside of it, so we can't just smash it or take it without their permission. We all know that one of the great wizards had tried so, and he never succeeded.
That reminds me, Fluttershy said suddenly. What if Owlish has already found it, but hasn't told me since he doesn't know why I'm here?
True, that is a possibility,
Said Tank calmly.
If you like, I could get Zipper to notify him of your whereabouts.
That would be great, Fluttershy exclaimed. And thank you, Tank, for taking the time to listen. There is something else I would like to talk to you about. Maybe it can wait until tomorrow?
Of course,
Tank said.
I can see you are worn out. I'm sure you have had a long and difficult day. There is a chamber on the ground floor where you can get something to eat if you desire, and the room has been set aside for you on the 5th level, where you may spend the night. I suspect your friend Vinona has notified most of the residents of your presence here, so they will assume that, since I didn't see you as a threat, they have no reason to either.
They backed up a few steps.
Zipper!
That's Takes yelling right there. He got to the sky.
Come here. I have a task for you.
Brilliant spot. A brilliant spot of color, rocketing through the air, stopping right in front of the tank. The tank. Right in front of tank. Oh, what are your orders, Mr. Director? Zipper asked.
Zipper, I need to send you to Ponyville.
Tank said slowly.
Please inform the scholarly old owl in the library that he needs to speak with Fluttershy. If he needs to speak with Fluttershy, he should come to Haven.
Yes, sir! Zipper replied. He disappeared as quickly as he had come.
Everything is taken care of, Fluttershy,
said Tank proudly.
You may go. Enjoy your evening.
If Tank speaks out into the song, find a place to sit. It's probably going to be a long song of purpose. Thank you, Tank. Fluttershy said sweetly. She turned and hopped off into the tree for the night. Let's see. Foster tranquility sounds good for this. Monday morning marked the beginning of Fluttershy's 6th day as a rabbit, and this morning, the first rays of the sun found her perched on the end of a long branch, high above the ground. From her seat on one of the Haven's many outdoor walkways, Fluttershy scanned the surrounding forest. If she squinted, she could just make out the outline of Ponyville nested in the valley a few miles away, and beyond that, the ever-present silhouette of Canterlot situated in the mountains. But despite the peace and serenity of this clear morning in the forest, Fluttershy felt anything but peaceful. Dozens of ideas bounced around in her mind, none of them really any more plausible than the others. Now that she was here, she had to come up with the right course of action. Deciding what to do next was crucial. After all, there were now less than 48 hours remaining until the effects of the heart's desire became permanent. But something else dominated Fluttershy's immense immediate attention. The rabbits. After a final conversation with Danger yesterday, Fluttershy had been turned upside down. Fluttershy's world. Now she was back at square one, in the care of a different set of animals, and still no closer to returning to her original pony form. The sound of slow, rhythmic footsteps caused the distraught rabbit to turn around, and she was greeted by the sight of Tank approaching her. Oh, good morning, Tank, Fluttershy mumbled.
Good morning,
said Tank pleasantly.
It appears that it's going to be a lovely day. Clear skies, bright sun, gentle breeze. The works.
Tank chuckled to himself. Fluttershy said nothing.
So, Fluttershy, you look a tad upset.
Tank said after a while. Fluttershy just nodded, still staring out of the forest. Out over the forest.
It is because you aren't sure what to do now that your relationship with Angel has fundamentally changed, isn't it?
This caught Fluttershy's attention, But I didn't even tell you about my fight with Angel when we talked yesterday. How did you know? Talk chartered. Wow, that word.
Oh, Fluttershy, you are quite the open book. It's easy enough for me to tell what's wrong.
You figured it out just by intuition? Fluttershy asked, astounded. Tank smiled mischievously.
Well, that and the fact that I had a little attack with Vinuna last night after you had gone to bed,
he admitted. Tank enjoyed a hearty laugh, even Fluttershy managed to smile.
So dear, I imagine Angel is probably the subject you wanted to discuss with me today.
Tank asked. Well, yes, if that's okay. Fluttershy replied.
Of course it's okay.
Tank said.
Tell me, what's on your mind?
Well, Winona was there, so she probably told you the basics, Fluttershy said. Yesterday I found out that the rabbits were actually running a mob and terrorizing the other animals. Angel had me convinced that the rabbits worked too hard to protect the city and ran it well, at least until Winona told me the truth. Fluttershy wiped her eyes. You probably think I'm pretty stupid, she mumbled. I suppose anybody could have seen the signs that something wasn't right. I just trusted Angel because I have lived with him for so long. I never thought she would betray me like this.
I don't think you are stupid.
Tank said.
Love and compassion for others can occasionally drive us to see things in an unrealistic light. Perhaps that's why the rabbits abandoned it.
I know what it means, it's just kinda hard to say. Sometimes. It's the That's Tank's shorter. By the way, the song isn't too loud, right? It is not for me, and I can easily hear you. That's the important thing. Yep, you're right. Tank leaned in closer.
But you can't live a full life if you cannot count on somebody.
He insisted.
Sure. Now,
oh god. I lost his voice.
Now and then, that trust is betrayed, and it is sad moment when it is. But it's still worth it to make those relationships in the first place, because many of them can be so beneficial. Think of your friends in Ponyville. They have helped you overcome so many fears, and were always there for you when the going got tough. Where would you be today without them? Probably still holed up in your cottage, too afraid of the world around you to live the life you were destined to live.
Yeah, I lost where his voice was, because obviously every voice has a different placement in the mouse. And I'm slightly off. I can hear it. I can feel it's not the comfortable tank that was a moment ago. Tank glanced at the sky for a few moments.
And think of many of the animals you have met in the past few days. If you haven't put your faith in our wishes, you may have You would have no idea. Wow, you would have had no idea if there even was a way to reverse your condition. Without the help of opalescence, who was true to the word of if nothing else, you may have not been able to obtain a sapphire. And without Gummy, you would have drowned. And without brave Jim, rest his soul, there is no way you could have obtained that pink lily.
And Winona, Fluttershy added, I guess I should be grateful for her. Without her, I would still be living a lie among the hobbits. Tank nodded solemnly.
That is true.
Short silence followed.
Anywho,
Tank continued.
My point is, yes, Angel Bunny betrayed your trust. But I hope you don't let that change the way you view the others who care about you. Life is too short to live in caution and suspicion all the time, at least for you. And it will be even less if you are gonna be a bunny, because rabbits are not long-lived animals.
Fluttershy wiped away a tear and smiled. You're right, Tank, but because I can go on with my other friends doesn't mean I can forgive Angel. Tank said nothing for a moment. He seemed to be searching for the right words.
Angel Bunny has controlled the rabbit's forces for a long time.
Tank remarked.
Too many. He probably seems to be the one of the lowest, filthiest creatures in Equestria.
Wow! Oof. Angel and Tank should race each other. Who would you bet on? Tank. Tank sighed.
Although I can't help but wonder if he's more than he appears.
Fluttershy raised an eyebrow. How so? She asked. Probably Tank wouldn't outrun Angel, but he could outfly and he could outlive Angel many times.
Well, it's hard to say.
Tank said.
When you have known Angel as long as I have, you may start to notice some of his mannerisms don't seem to be fitting of his position.
Fluttershy's expression became angry. Well, let's see, she said. He's grumpy, inconsiderate, rude, spiteful, and oh yes, he runs an organization that hustles and stops other animals so the rabbits can gorge themselves. That all seems pretty fitting to me.
He also has gone out of his way to help you in the past.
Tank said.
Remember when he helped you train for tornado duty? Or when he comforted you after those nasty newspaper articles were written about Ponyville residents?
Yeah, those are the only two times. Until this point. Those were lies, Fluttershy said simply. Angel just wanted to keep on my good side so his rabbits could take advantage of me to steal more food. He doesn't really care about me at all. That's not true. It was Tank's turn to raise an eyebrow.
Are you sure? Wait, how am I raising an eyebrow when I don't have one?
Very sure. Tank nodded.
Very well. By all means, you have no reason to humor him anymore. But I just wonder if you are giving up to her too quickly.
The shine is my danger dissolved into sadness again. Tank, I put every ounce of trust into Angel and he let me down, she explained. I don't think I can give him another chance now.
But Fluttershy, this whole series is all about giving second chances and forgiveness and friendship and stuff like that.
Wait, what are you talking about? What series?
Oh yeah, you didn't hear this is a TV show.
So Tang gained an eyebrow and erased it. Tang did not reply. He stood next to Fluttershy as he brooded over Angel's betrayal. The two of them watched the morning progress over the forest for a while, saying nothing. But even if you don't have an eyebrow, you still have your eye muscles. You can move up, so... Oops, sorry. I hope that wasn't too loud. I hit the microphone. So, what do I do now? Fluttershy finally asked. Tang slowly turned to face her.
What do you mean?
He asked. I mean, I'm just not sure what to do next. Fluttershy explained. I can't find the last ingredients for the cure, and I can't go back to Angel. Is there really nothing for me to do? To bide my time here at Riven and hope something miraculous happens in the next 2 days?
I don't know.
Thanks, Sal.
You know what you want, Fluttershy. You just need to figure out what your heart is telling you to do next.
Fluttershy sighed. That's more difficult than it sounds, she admitted. Recently, I've been thinking even if I do manage to prepare the cure in time and become pony again, it wouldn't be the same.
Oh, why not?
Thank us. Well, it's because of Angel. Fluttershy admitted. Angel and the rabbits have been running their mob for years, and it kind of breaks my enthusiasm to know that the work I put towards the animals over all this time, it's all been meaningless. Even if I do become a pony again, what do? I can't save a freaking chain pony from that crimes. There will always be suffering in the city, and there is nothing I can do about it. Fluttershy choked back a sob. It's really hard to decide what to do next when you discover that your passion, your reason for living, is pointless. Even if I can be Fluttershy, guardian of the little creatures, then who can I be?
No,
said Tang comfortingly.
Nothing you have done is pointless, Fluttershy. You can make a difference in the lives of the animals every day. Sure, the rabbits have prevented them from living satisfactory lives, but without your support, many who were desperate for food would have starved. In a way that almost makes you more special. You are like a missionary, a savior to a group in desperate need.
You really think they need me? She asked. Am I making a difference?
I know you are.
Tang responded with a sad smile.
Don't forget, until Miss Dash adopted me, I lived at your cottage, and I was subject to the rabbit system for quite some time. I can't tell you how much some of the animals appreciate your offerings. They are a beacon of hope in a dark situation.
Fluttershy brightened. You are right, Tang, she said confidently. Angel and I may not be on good terms anymore, but the rest of the animals still need my help. I have to find a way to become a pony again, and then do what I can to impede the rabbit's efforts. If I can't do that, I need to find a way to lessen their effect, even while I'm still a rabbit. It's my duty. I owe it to the animals I love. Tang smiled.
Now, it appears you have found the path you were searching for.
Who is they? That the sentence above the paragraph shouldn't be you? This one? You really think they need me? They, the other animals. Oh, this one. They are a beacon of hope. Your offerings. This is the day. The animals appreciate your offerings. They are a beacon of hope. The offerings. The food that Fluttershy is giving out. It makes sense to me if you read it together. Thanks, Smite.
Now, it appears you have found the path you were searching for,
he said.
Let me know if I can assist in any way.
I will, Fluttershy said. I'm going to go inside and think this through a little more carefully.
Will do.
Thanks, Sal.
And dear, don't forget to get a bite to eat. Drastic self-realizations are no excuse to miss breakfast.
Fluttershy laughed. I won't forget, she called as she darted back into the tree. Thanks, sighed, and sighed contently as he gazed out of the forest.
She's got what she needs now,
he mumbled to himself.
I just hope she manages to act out on it in time.
Okay, I see the first word is couple in the next one, so... First of all, fur, sure. That's not what something. Okay. Let's find something. That's not the one. Sure. But this is much higher, much louder than the other ones. Couple, are you listening to me? Oh, it was Professor Snuggles. Okay.
What?
Said Angel vaguely, shaking his head to clear his daydreams.
Sorry, Professor. What were you saying?
Professor Snuggles glared at Angel, his arms crossed in front of his chest.
I was saying...
Oh god, it's gonna be hard to differentiate Tank and Snuggles.
I was saying...
He continued in irritation.
That it looks like the strategic preparations for the big job are finally complete. We will likely have noticed by this late point that the apples are disappearing from the farm, but we know the coins have moved to the west side of the farm by then, while the final strike team collected from the southeast region and sent the spoils down hole 7. Unless you have any objections to the final phase, we may stick with this course of action and... you are not really paying attention at all, are you, boss?
Angel asked.
Sure. It looks good. You are genius, Professor.
Professor's eyes narrowed.
Do you believe this guy?
He asked. The button pressers indignantly. Why? How do you say this word again? I know what it means, I have to check.
Indignantly.
Okay, I said it right. Indignantly.
The big job is tomorrow and I can't hold his attention for 5 seconds. He's like a little rabbit brain right now.
I thought it looked uncomfortable. Well, you have been zooming out a bit today, boss. One of them said feebly. Is something wrong? Dad asked. No. I just said, waving the questions away.
Just a lot of stress getting this thing set up, that's all.
Professor Snuggle snorted.
Oh, I'll tell you what's wrong, boys.
He scoffed.
The couple is still flummoxed about...
Flummoxed? Wow! That's a new word. Now that's a new word. I kinda think I know what it means, but that's the word of the day. Bewildered or perplexed. It appeared in the show several times. Maybe it did. But I never saw it written down.
The couple is still flummoxed about yesterday's argument with the main mayor. And frankly, he's being distracted with this close to the biggest operation of the year. Is not helping minors either.
You can shut up about my shy now, Professor. Edgar grumbled. The main mayor and I have worked together for a long time. Sure, she wasn't too keen on the whole mafia business, but she was kind of, you know, a pleasure to be around now and then. Now, she is now a lot less irritable than somebody in this room.
I will cease being irritable when you quit lollygagging and help me with this work.
The professor insisted.
Once the big job is over, we will have all the resources we want for quite a while, and we can exchange all the presents you want, boss.
Eltofona was one of the police who said that word, flummoxed. She said it to respond, while Shy asked why those animals were hanging out in the hospital. Oh yeah, I kinda remember that episode, okay.
Alright, let me see.
I just snarled, snatching the plans away from the professor. Everything on the diagrams was organized to perfection. Every route was assigned to types and groups numbers, and the number of specifically marked arrows marked the path of Pinona would like to take as she followed the decoys. If everything worked as this plan suggested, almost every rye, pepper, and sweet apple acres would soon belong to the rabbits. It's a rabbit invasion. As a result, sweet apple acres' profits would plummet. The Apple family would suffer. Sorry, not suffer.
Ah, no, get out of my head, Fluttershy.
And you mentally screamed.
Oh, you blabbling resident invented woke up my conscience, you stupid kid.
As he stared at the paper, his expression hidden from his three colleagues, and Jeb fought with himself in an internal battle. It was as if Fluttershy's word had cut through all his justifications for the rabbit sections, like a hot knife through butter.
Huh, the plan looks perfect,
he said finally, keeping his voice as calm as possible despite the tumult in his mind.
Really perfect actually. But that got me thinking about something.
Family profits would suffer. Obviously, because they are stealing, they want to steal all the apples. Which is not something that is a slow thing. It's not a fast thing that they can do. I mean, remember how much time it took AJ to do it, to pack all the apples in Sweet Apple Acres? All damn apples. Horses staggered leaned forward expectantly.
Yes, Compo. What is it? You always come up with great improvements.
Jeez, I really doubt the rabbits can steal enough to seriously damage the apple family promise. Even with the steppers with the side excuse 9,000, I still barely made it still barely made the dent in the orchard. And the side acquisition actually broke some trees as well. Don't forget about that. The footprints were more effective in damaging the orchard. Yes, that's true.
Well, it's not quite an improvement.
And you said hesitantly.
I mean, it occurs to me that we are swiping a lot of apples here. A lot of apples.
Yes, said the professor.
That's why we got a big job. Yeah, but think about that for a second.
Angel continued.
Do you think maybe that's a little harsh? Maybe just so the apple ponies don't have a problem growing more? Of course, we could tone it down a bit.
Plus the rabbits can just collect the bruised ones on the ground. In a way, that would be doing the apples a favor in the case. No, it wouldn't, because the bruised apples are going into the cider. And not in the sweet cider, in the alcoholic one. They are not rotten. The effect was immediate. Professor Stagger slapped into the table and bent over, his face less than an inch from Angel's.
Capo.
Stagger seated.
We are less than 24 hours away from one of the grandest moments of the history of a glorious organization. Jobs like this are what we have made us forced to be feared. Our own soldiers have come to expect nothing but fabulous success. And now, you mean to tell me, in the midst of all this, one teensy little argument with the mayor, who serves as nothing more than insignificant food source, is causing you to go soft?
That doesn't sound right. They don't use bruised apples. That's why they had quite control. They had quite a control that, however, bad apples on the ground they do not use as plant food, not as soil. I didn't say bad apples. If an apple is bruised, it can still be used. And I said it's not for selling. It's not the cider that they were selling around. It's the other cider that is hidden in the orchard, in those barrels that we don't see. Which is still fertilizing, probably, at this time.
I didn't say it had anything to do with that.
And just a short back.
From a business standpoint, don't you think it would be better to take, 50% of the apples instead?
And the reason they are not showing that part is because it's a children's show. But we all know that they are making alcoholic ciders as well. Or maybe not just ciders.
Oh, and what else?
Said the professor in mock interest.
I suppose next new time we should share half of what we collect with the other creatures.
Ah, of course not.
Angel said, although now that you mention it, we have made the rations budget pretty low lately.
How many bunnies would it take to carry 100% of all those apples? All of them. All of them. I don't believe this. The professor cried, hopping to the floor. In all of my years working with you, Angel Bunny, I never suspected that you were so attached to Fluttershy. If the complaints of just one said mare or rabbit or whatever the devil she is now can get you thinking about disrupting the big job, you clearly do not have the guts for this job that I always thought you had. Well, I guess they better hop to it. Now Angel becoming angry.
Don't talk back to me, Professor.
He's not.
I am still in charge in here. I wasn't going to, but if I were to suddenly decide to cancel the big job, you wouldn't be able to do anything to stop it.
Not alone, said the professor. But you are forgetting something, couple. Your empire. Professor Snuggles took a deep breath, so he could talk more levelly with his boss. Angel, you have been running this show for 5 years now, since the very day your father, who ran it before you, passed. You have your legion of rabbits at your command, and those rabbits will obey your orders faithfully provided you provide them with one simple thing.
Angel scowled. And that would be?
Excess! The professor announced. We are the Rabbit Mafia, Angel. We are a thieving crime ring, and we are damn proud of it. We steal and hoard the expense of others, so we can live lives of luxury. That's the way it has always been. I don't know about you, but I find it's rather hard to coax somebody to give a life like that up.
Professor crossed his arms smugly.
The point is, boss, that when you control the mob also controls you. If you try to throw a wrench into the works of the system, it will not stop. It will just throw the wrench right back at you and keep on doing what it's programmed to do, whether you like it or not. The professor is doing monologue. Oh no, he is a villain! The professor's voice dropped to a malicious whisper. So, I suggest, couple, that you shake these idiotic notions from your head and get back to doing what you do best. Because if you try to stop doing it, your efforts will be in vain. And on top of that, I imagine things will end very, very poorly for you. He's giving an Angel an offer that Angel can't refuse. Angel found himself quite unable to respond. He cast a sidelong glance at the buttons, who were nodding in agreement with the professor. Even my two best boys are against me in this one, he realized. Professor Snuggles returned to his seat. This is not for the first time you have shown a necessary amount of compassion for others, boss, he said. But it is the most severe. I'm telling you all this because I actually do value your leadership. You are genuinely good at what you do, Angel, but you must face facts. We are what we are, and we'll like it that way. The need to exercise morality in these operations has simply become unimportant, and I've noticed over the years that you are the only one who cannot seem to accept that. It's probably because you live in close contact with Fluttershy.
Angel nodded. Alright, I won't deny that.
Professor nodded as well. And I suppose, he continued, that your reasons for aiding Fluttershy in the first place went a little deeper than simply turning her back into a mare. Before her cover was blown. You wanted to help her, didn't you?
Angel said nothing.
It's irrelevant, said the professor. But please, boss, I hope you understand the big job must continue as planned. Our soldiers have come to accept it. They will not tolerate change.
Angel sighed in defeat. Alright, as usual, Professor, he admitted. The big job begins tomorrow at noon. I'll be there to get things started, as always.
Professor smiled. Excellent, couple. Don't let us down. Snuggles exited the room, leaving Angel with the buttons.
What do you boys think?
He asked carefully.
We should go through with it, right?
Buttons nodded. The professor does have a point, the first admitted. Besides, the second said, if you were going to get sentimental about Fluttershy, maybe you should have done it earlier. Don't forget, even if you want to help her now, it's pointless. She will never forgive you what you have done. She has shunned you anyway, so there is no reason to just forget about her and move on with the job. Oh, it's a double denial, so there is no reason not to forget about her.
Ah, that's true,
Said Angel, a bit mournfully.
Shy's had it with me for good this time. She and his goody friends and the Hare can deal with killing her.
He stood up.
As for me, well, whether it feels right or not, I have a mob to run.
And so, in two very different locations, two very different rabbits worked well into the night, but still putting the finishing touches on their important plans to the next day. In Ponyville, Angel and his henchmen worked tirelessly to make sure all the rabbits involved with the big job were aware of their roles in the highly complex plan, and were informed to be present in the largest rabbit meeting hall by noon the next day. Meanwhile, Fluttershy was locked away in a remote chamber of the Haven, working on a special plan of her own. Finally, Tuesday morning dawned. If by midnight on this day, Fluttershy had not managed to take the cure for transformation, the rest of the heart's desire would become permanent. Although curiously, this was not the first thing on the rabbit's mind. At the first light of the dawn, Fluttershy climbed the winding staircase through the interior of Haven, bound for the director's chamber. She pushed through the door and exited into the outdoor space atop the tree, where she found Tank enjoying a breakfast of berries and talking with Venona.
Oh, morning, Fluttershy.
Venona greeted.
How are you?
There has been such a large gathering of bunnies since the stampede through Ponyville. That's true.
I'm fine,
said Fluttershy.
Ash hasn't been by, has he?
Venona turned to Tongue, but the turtle shook his head.
Oh, sorry, Fluttershy,
he said.
It seems our delicious tireless research has yet to yield any further results about that mushroom.
I thought that might happen, said Fluttershy. You don't seem pretty sure.
Don't give up yet,
Tank said.
It's 6 in the morning. You've got 18 hours until the transformation is permanent.
I suppose,
said Fluttershy.
But I'm not actually worried about that right now. I decided that something more important needs to be done.
And what is that?
Tank asked.
I'm going back to Ponyville.
Now I can't find Fluttershy's voice. It's getting stuck between Tank's raspiness, and her voice, and it's not comfortable.
I'm going back to Ponyville,
Fluttershy said.
The rabbits are planning something bad today at noon. I'm not sure what it is, but I intend to try to stop it.
Ah, are you completely insane? Venona cried.
Fluttershy, you can't take on the rabbit mafia by yourself. They will rip you to pieces if you get in their way, and Danger will probably join them in doing it. I don't care,
said Fluttershy calmly.
After I talked to Tongue yesterday, I realized that I've been looking at the Fae at the way I define myself all wrong. Just because I'm a rabbit now, and just because Angel has been secretly ruining my attempts in the past, doesn't mean that I should give up on doing what I was born to do. My life isn't made meaningless if somebody tries to stop me from doing the good deeds I try to do. It only becomes fun. It only becomes like that if I give up in the face of hardships.
Fluttershy puffed out her chest confidently.
Well, I am Fluttershy, caregiver to the animals,
she announced.
and today, Angel and the other rabbits are going to try to do something bad, and I need to try to defend.
Wow.
And I need to try to defend the animals being tormented and the ponies being stolen from, no matter the cost. Because I want to put all my energy into helping those who need me, pony or otherwise. That's who I am.
Oh, darling, I admire your bravery, Winona said.
But sometimes you need to calm down to us and make sure what you are saying is even possible. There are a couple of hundred rabbits down there ready to pull off whatever sinful thing they have been planning, and the actions of just one little would-be hero aren't going to stop them.
The dog turned to the tortoise standing next to her.
Right, Mr. Director?
Okay, I can tell you, we are getting close to the end, but I don't know. I might call it at the end here. When we get to the end, I might call it here and continue tomorrow. Because I can feel my voice going away. I don't know which one it is it? It's probably the Professor Snuggles who is making my voice go away. But I will need my voice at night. If that's okay with you.
Right, Mr. Director?
Thanks, smiled mysteriously.
I think Fluttershy should go.
Noah's jaw dropped.
What? Why?
It's been 1 hour and 20 minutes so far. If you finish the story, probably double that time. Yeah, because I forgot. I actually forgot that we are gonna probably meet Tank, and he is making the story much slower, and I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that at all. But I still need to sleep before doing stuff, because at night I'm gonna go to work.
Because
Oh wow,
Because she's right.
said Tank, calmly.
Running from her duty to her friends will not make her happy. Fluttershy is the caring pony on the inside, not the little seemingly helpless rabbit we see on the outside. Even if it's dangerous, this is a way for her to prove that Fluttershy did not vanish just because her pony form did.
Tank turned to Fluttershy.
It's a long walk back to Ponyville. You would best get going if you want to make it in there in time.
Yes, of course,
Said Fluttershy.
Thank you, Tank. You have been a huge help.
Winona is not gonna help. She should be at the Sweet Apple Acres, right? She just got informed that there is gonna be something at the Sweet Apple Acres. She should be there to stop it. Fluttershy ran back inside the tree, and Winona and Tank watched her reappear at ground level, and a few minutes later, she tore through the forest, making for Ponyville as fast as her legs would carry her. And if Tank doesn't go, Fluttershy will get to order go home. True. I meant Winona, not Tank. But I know what you mean.
No, shook her head. She's going to get herself killed.
No, Winona. Don't ruin the tower so soon.
Tank said.
I think Fluttershy may find what she will have. At least one more ally than she is expecting when she arrives.
I do think that the Bottom Brothers and Angel are gonna help her. Winona glanced uncertainly at Tank before turning back and watching Fluttershy disappear into the distance.
I certainly hope that you know what you are talking about, Mr. Director. I really do.
Wow. Sure. Tank was thinking about Angel. Yeah, probably. The clock tower in Pony will become to chime. A few passersby took notice as the redundant ring sounded again and again. It only stopped after a bell rang 12 consecutive times. It was noon on Tuesday. The red ring of rabbits separated fluidly to allow their leader passage through the crowd. Calmly, Angel paced down the aisle, clambering up into a raised mound of earth at the end of the turning to face the crowd. He pushed any lingering doubts to the back of his mind again, and prepared to begin his speech. Angel glanced at the crowd. Every one of his supporters was there, including the Bottom Brothers in the very front row, and Professor Snuggles, who was situated off to the sides. He silently locked his eyes with Angel for a moment, if to say, "Don't screw this up." It was noon on Tuesday. Tumbleweed slowly tumbled by. Was I slowly not her eyes? Yep. But no, there are way too many cowboys here. Let's just say it like that. Angel cleared his throat.
Alright, gentlemen,
He began.
today is a very important day. As you all know, Sweeter Pegasus has been left mostly unguarded.
The rabbit nodded eagerly.
You also know how delicious an extra few apples can be. I don't know about you, but I love it when the cafe is stuck a little cider.
Again, a sound of agreement.
Well,
Said Angel.
it just so happens that there's a whole lot of fresh ripe apples at Sweeter Pegasus right now, just asking to be plundered. What do you say we go and help ourselves?
Angel smiled darkly as a cheer broke out among his soldiers. This was the approval he always received. A pep rally before the big job was just a thing to get him in the spirits of things.
Then, what are we waiting for?
Angel cried out, raising a fist in the air.
You have all been given careful instructions. We will outsmart their defenses and steal every one last of those tasty apples. Who is with me?
The cheering got louder. Angel crossed his arms in satisfaction and glanced at the professor, who gave him an approving nod.
Well, alright then. I can tell you are all excited.
Angel yelled.
So, without further ado, let's go!
Hey, you are not going anywhere, Angel Bunny.
A female voice called. Wow, Fluttershy got there real fast. And now, the tumbleweed can come until Angel Bunny looks at Fluttershy, and they both narrow their eyes, right? The noise in the crowd fell silent at once. Angel scowled.
Alright,
He said testily.
who's the wise guy?
As the crowd parted to reveal the speaker, Angel expected to see a cantankerous old squirrel or some other animal who had gone completely off the rocker and decided to directly threaten his army. Such cases came along occasionally, and the insane rebel was usually dealt with swiftly and forcefully. What Angel did not expect was to see a certain yellow rabbit with a long pink hair standing defiantly at the back of the crowd. His jaw dropped in astonishment.
I said you are not going anywhere. Not if I have anything to say about it.
It took Angel a moment to find his voice. He uttered his protestor's name in astonishment.
Fluttershy, I thought you were in heaven. What are you doing here? No, it cannot be. My only weakness.
Potter would win a staring. Yeah, she would win a staring contest. That's true. And yes, I think I have to change the title to this, because the next chapter and the other chapter, the ending is even longer, by the way. So I guess, yeah. Tomorrow we will. I will edit this as part 1. I will add the title to this as part 1. Yeah, I had 7, 8. Wait, there's no 8 in there? That's even better. I will have to change it. This is gonna be just chapter 7. And tomorrow we will do 8. And if we can ending as well, but it's definitely up to how well I will be able to get it. I'm sorry I couldn't continue it. I could, but I don't want risking my voice. What's the name of the music? This music is Snow White Scares. Oh, yeah, that's the name. Snow White Scares from Tales of Vesperia. I can even write you down. It's actually a really good music. I'm even gonna add the like on this one, because this is a really good song. But yeah, it is turning out really good. But we are still not. We have one chapter left, and Fluttershy is still a bunny. And they are not looking for the mushroom. So Owlicious has to find the cure. Unless Angel decides to, oh yeah, my bunny army can find it. If they actually follow me. I can see another way. Yes? What exactly is the wish that Hatsai is fulfilling? Fluttershy wants to understand the animals better. Her animal friends better. I think something like that. If the conditions get met, she might revert back. That might be true. So let's see. let's see the exact thing that she. I love all the animals. There we go. I just wish I could tell them that myself. I want to be able to know each and every one of them personally. I know my pony friends. If I could see the world through their eyes, it would help me take even better care of them. That's her wish. Because at that point, remaining body is no longer necessary to fulfill the wish. That's true. That is a possibility, but I don't. I think she will still need the cure first, because she didn't say that she wants to turn back after it. I think that is just one of the conditions. But yeah, I'm curious how this is gonna turn out, because we have a bunny army, who the four mafia, who is following the couple until he is still leading them personally. But if the couple turns his back to them just to follow another bunny at this point, they would turn. Most of them would turn against him and Fluttershy. That's for sure. Another idea. Drink another heart's desire and wish. No, that's not working, because it would still effectively cancel out the other one. The heart's desire doesn't. It's not basically wishing for turning back, but basically it's wish to reverse the wish wouldn't work, but summoning the cure is still a way to reverse the wish, so it wouldn't work either. You know, it's like a genie. It knows what you really think when you wish. By the way, the body should think heart's desire to summon infinite food. That's why they will not get heart's desire anywhere. That's for sure. It's a rare exotic food. Flower. That's for sure. I have actually no idea why Fluttershy had that. I'm still curious. Why is Fluttershy keeping the same herbs as the tea ingredients? I know it's in a different shelf, but it's still on the same cupboard, so. The flower definitely worth stealing, considering what it can do. That's true. But you know the problem with that? If they can use it, other animals can use it as well. And what if the other animals wish for, oh, I don't want to see any more bunnies? Then that animal would go bad. As for why Shy might have it, she may have used it for the same reason that Sakura did. Probably as medical applications. Yup. That's what she said actually, that she's using for medicine. But yeah, as I said, tomorrow, same time, we are gonna continue this at 8 AM for me. So actually the same time for you. I don't know what time is it for you, like 11 PM maybe? if I'm still awake, because I'm gonna get home at 7 a.m. I'm gonna feed the dogs, sit down, and that's all the time I'm gonna have. So yes, the starting time is 11 p.m. for you. So that means for you, it's still gonna be today. But for me, it's gonna be tomorrow already. But yeah, I'm gonna leave. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I couldn't leave it for longer. But I don't wanna lose my voice for work. I'm still gonna stream some bit later, a lot later, after I wake up. But that's not gonna be soon. I will take care of myself. I'm gonna go to sleep right now. Thank you everyone for being here, and see you tomorrow or today, whatever time it is gonna be for you. Bye bye.